Hello, being the president of a country is a very dangerous task, and there is hardly any other president in the world who knows this risk as well as Russian President Vladimir Putin. In the past 20 years, he has faced 43 assassination attempts. Would you like to know how Putin escaped from all these attempts in different places and in different forms, as well as his 6-layer security mechanism that makes it impossible to kill him? Then stay until the last second of this video. Vladimir Putin has faced an assassination attempt almost every year since he took office as president. In each of these cases, he was saved from death by the security officers around him. That force works so meticulously because they are trained in real life. That is, they regularly receive real-life situation training. Some of the assassination attempts that Putin faced were very meticulously planned, but none of them were able to kill Putin. Within a few days of President Putin taking office, there was an attempt on his life. That was in 1999. This was done by Russian mafia organizations. The reason for this was that Putin began to severely restrict their activities. Therefore, Russian mafia leaders prepared to plant a bomb in Putin's car. Although they were successful in planting the bomb, Putin's security forces were able to find and defuse it. So the result of this was that those involved were severely punished. So that same year, Putin faced another assassination attempt in Uzbekistan. Uzbek armed rebels planned to kill Putin while he was on an official visit to the country. But that too failed, and those involved were taken into the custody of the Uzbek security forces. Then in 2000, Chechen separatists plotted to assassinate Putin using a remote-controlled bomb. During an official visit, they detonated a car bomb near Putin's motorcade. Several of Putin's security guards were killed, but Putin was not harmed. In 2002, Putin narrowly escaped assassination after being poisoned by a bottle of jam. A breakfast was prepared for him at a Crimea hotel. But before Putin could eat it, his food inspectors discovered that the jam had been laced with poison. That same year, Putin was in Moscow to watch a military parade on Red Square when another assassination attempt was made on him. A sniper from a nearby high-rise building was about to shoot him in the head, but again, Putin's security forces captured the sniper before Putin could reach the scene. So this is not the first time that Putin has been the target of assassination attempts in 2002. This time, the conspirators against him were operating in Azerbaijan. While he was on a tour there, an Iraqi national affiliated with the separatists planned to kill him by planting explosives in Putin's car. However, the Azerbaijani security forces detected this in advance and arrested him. This person was later sentenced to 10 years in prison. A few days later, another person tried to detonate a bomb near Putin's motorcade again. This bomb was a high-powered 40-kilogram bomb, so this bomb was also detected in advance by his security forces. They immediately diverted Putin's motorcade to another route, and the conspirator was taken into police custody. In 2003, Putin was not left without assassination attempts. This year's assassination attempt was made in the United Kingdom. There, 2 Russians planned to kill Putin using sniper rifles, but British security forces took them into custody and prevented it. Then, in 2004, a plan was hatched to kill Putin abroad, once again by poisoning his food. Although the perpetrators were not exactly identified, his food researchers identified the poison in advance. This is why he escaped death again. Now we talk about very critical assassinations faced by Putin. In 2012, Putin visited Ukraine. During this trip, several separatists were arrested while planning to kill Putin in the Black Sea region. They had planned to use several suicide jackets to blow themselves up along with Putin. But luckily for Putin, the Ukrainian security forces managed to catch them at the last moment. So now you are probably wondering how Putin escaped so many assassination attempts. If you think it is just his luck, you are wrong. The reason is the very strong security ring around him. It consists of 6 layers. It will not be easy for anyone to break all of these layers. The one at the top of these layers, that is the first line defense, is the Federal Protective Services. This is called the FSO. Their main duty is to protect all the high-ranking officials in Russia. There is also a story that they receive a blank check every month for this. That means they can ask the government for any amount of money they want every month. The service they provide is so invaluable. The Russian treasury allocates millions of rubles for them annually. These FSO officers, who number about 50,000, receive the highest level of training before they are qualified for official duties. But it is not as much as the training received by Putin's personal guards. In 2016, Putin created his own personal security unit, the Rosguard. The personal guards report directly to Putin. Currently, their number has exceeded 340,000 members. Their main duty is not to repel threats to Putin from outside. It is to identify and eliminate threats that may arise from within. So there is almost no room for military coups in Russia. Putin's last line of defense is the Presidential Security Service. This is called the SBP. Their main purpose is to protect President Putin's life. Their main task is to act immediately and prevent any sudden threats to Putin's life. In other words, they become Putin's real personal bodyguards. However, due to the FSO and Rosguard, most of the threats to Putin rarely reach the level that the SBP encounters. Working in the SBP is not easy at all, and officers have to be transferred frequently. This is because they are constantly faced with very difficult training and responsibilities, and those who cannot do so are immediately removed from their posts. They have been authorized to kill anyone they see as posing even the slightest threat to Putin. They also undergo frequent psychological training sessions to ensure that they only act in urgent cases. A significant number of them are psychologists. Before they entered that profession, they were high-ranking intelligence officers in the Russian security forces. They have mastered the ability to act only in urgent cases and to immediately identify whether someone is a threat or not by their behavior. They are accustomed to fighting in extreme heat and extreme cold. They have also mastered the ability to run for miles at a time. They are all between the ages of 19 and 35 and range in height from 5 feet 7 inches to 6 feet 2 inches. They also have to maintain their weight between 75 and 90 kilograms. Not only that, they must be able to handle at least 5 languages and have a good knowledge of politics. You may have seen Putin's security officers always carrying a briefcase. But they are not briefcases, they are bulletproof vests, that is, bulletproof fields. And they all have 9mm pistols, and these are equipped with armor-piercing bullets. You may have also seen them holding umbrellas. They are not ordinary umbrellas, they are made of Kevlar, so this can also be used as a bulletproof shield when necessary. Some of Putin's security officers go out among the people dressed in civilian clothes, and some keep sniper rifles in high-rise buildings within sight of Putin. This is so that they can respond immediately to any danger against him. Before Putin goes to a certain place, the team members carefully check everything there for poisons, spy devices and explosives. They also check everything Putin eats before that. The very strict security guards around Putin are not only this human factor, his limousine also contributes greatly to it. This car, made in Russia, is very resistant to bullets and bombs. It is also made to be the best resistant to chemical gas attacks, and there are small cameras everywhere. Also, there are secret doors on the roof and back that can be used to exit the car in case of emergency. It also has several weapons stored inside. Putin sometimes travels in a train built for him. Although it doesn't look special from the outside, it is very safe and luxurious from the inside. So this train is also a bulletproof and bomb-proof train. There are various types of office rooms, fitness centers, a medical center, and even a cinema. This train does not stop at regular train stations, and special secret stations are scattered throughout Russia. Putin's helicopter is also second to none. It has bulletproof windows, signal jammers, and an anti-missile defense system. Russian attack aircraft also fly to these stations, and they have the ability to counter any attack from outside the helicopter. The plane that Putin uses during foreign trips is also special. This is a heavily modified IL-95 model. It also has signal jammers and an anti-missile defense system. Also, there are office rooms inside this. Also, from inside this, Putin can talk to anyone in the world. There are also rumors that there is a secret entrance there. Accordingly, after considering all this, we can say that killing Russian Putin is difficult and impossible.